Hey guys, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me in my Facebook Live. And when I say good morning, I'm saying it because, of course, it's morning time for me. It's 10 a.m. right now on Wednesday in California, where I'm from. So jump in and let me know as you join in where you're from, and it's always fun to see where people join in from and what time zone they're in. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, I guess, depending on where you are, right? So let me know. Let me know. Well, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Deepti Jain, and today's Facebook Live is actually very interesting because it's a live about how to do live videos. And I figured if you're talking about how to do live videos without getting freaked out, without getting too nervous, then what better way to do it than to do it in a live video, right? Because you could read a blog post about it, you could see a pre-recorded video about it, and you're thinking, you're right. If live videos are so great, why aren't you doing this live yourself and telling us, right? So here I am live right now in person. I am Deepti Jain, and today we're going to be chatting about how to do live videos without freaking out. What the reasons are for doing it, what the reasons we come up with in our mind for not doing it, and how to get over them, right? And again, welcome. Thank you for joining me. And jump in to the comments and let me know where you're from. Is it, I just said good morning a little while ago. What time zone are you in? Where are you? What's going on? Let me know. All right. So the first thing I'm going to talk about here is why. Why should you do live videos in the first place, right? For me at least, right? If somebody tells me to do something or I'm expected to do something, it makes a big difference if I know the why. Because if I convince myself that it's really important for me in my life, in my business to do something, then I'm going to be that much more motivated to actually do it, right? As opposed to somebody just kind of didactically saying, hey, Deepti, you need to start doing live videos. And I'll be like, okay, whatever. I don't really see what the importance is. So I think to build up that inner motivation, the why behind anything is really important. And so I'm going to spend just a couple of minutes saying why. Why should you do live videos? What is the big deal about them, right? To put it in just one sentence, I'm going to say this. Live videos are going to get you traffic to your business. Okay, let me say that again. Live videos are going to get traffic to your business. And that's the biggest reason why you should be doing that. So if you have a business that you're thinking of starting, or if you have a business that you are doing and you want to grow it, live videos are the single best way to get traffic to your business. And not just traffic, not just any traffic, but really engaged traffic. People that really want to listen to you are the people who are going to be your customers or your clients later on. So that is the single biggest reason for doing live videos, is that is the best way to bring traffic to your business. And I'm going to just talk a little bit more about the importance of live videos before we go right into why we feel worried about doing them and what to do about it, right? So one of the biggest reasons is that live videos on Facebook, and I'm talking about Facebook right now because that's my chosen platform. I'm doing this particular live on Facebook as well, but you could do them anywhere really. There are a bunch of different platforms. You could do it. I believe YouTube has a YouTube live now. Instagram, of course, does. There are other apps like Periscope and so on and so forth. So you can choose whichever platform you want, but you'll find me saying Facebook Lives a lot because that's what I use and that's what I've researched the most. Okay, so Facebook Lives, guys, have the largest possible reach on Facebook. Facebook treats videos, but especially live videos, very differently. They give them a lot more reach. Just simply put, if you just do a live, you're much more likely to reach many more people on Facebook rather than doing, putting up a post, putting up a blog post, or even just putting up a pre-recorded video. So for that reach alone, and if you boost that with just a tiny bit of ad budget, it's again going to go a lot further. You're going to get a lot more views. So to market yourself in the most effective way possible with the least possible budget, live videos, one of the best ways of doing that, right? And live videos get a lot more engagement as well. They get 3 times more engagement even than pre-recorded videos. And any kind of videos actually get a lot of engagement. But to get 3 times the engagement of pre-recorded videos, I think it's worth it, guys. It's worth going live. It's worth doing what I'm doing now so that you too can go ahead and promote your business and grow your business, reach your clients, reach your customers, and really connect with them. And that brings me to the second reason for doing live videos is that you can really communicate and interact with your potential customers or clients. You can really, really get in there because there is nothing more personal and more kind of communicating than being right there on live video. They see your face, they see how you look, they see how you sound. And yes, I know those are exactly the reasons that make us nervous to do live video, right? But those are also the reasons why people who are listening to you feel connected. And in fact, because it's live, because you can often have comments coming in and you can respond to the comments live, people who are listening feel like they're part of the process. They really feel like they're being listened to. And that makes a big difference too. And the third one, and it's kind of very connected actually to the second one, is that live videos build trust. They build trust with your potential customers and clients. And trust, ladies, is critical. It doesn't matter what niche you're in, what kind of business you're doing, but trust is really critical because people tend to buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Okay? People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And there is no better way to build trust, ladies, than to do live videos, right? So those are the three reasons I just went over in terms of why live videos are important. And now we're going to get into the meat of the matter for our talk today. It's okay. Got it, Deepti. You're thinking, I got it. You convinced me live videos are really important. I should do them. But I'm scared. I'm worried. I'm freaking out. I can't get myself to do it. Well, that's what we are here to talk about today. And welcome to all those of you joining me. Let me know in the comments below where you're from. And also let me know your specific reason for being worried about doing live videos, right? Or it could even be that you're not worried about doing live videos, but you just want to know how to do them better. Today, we are going to go over some of the most common reasons why people are so worried about doing live video. It's one of the most panic-inducing things. And yet, like we just discussed, it's one of those things you really want to know how to do. You really have to get out there and do it. So let's talk about what the barriers are, right? What are the barriers? Okay, the first and the largest bucket of the barriers that stop us from getting out there and doing Facebook Live. Are you ready? Ready? It is lack of confidence. It's lack of confidence, ladies. You can put it under many different names. You can say it's a feeling of insecurity. It's the thought that you feel like you don't look good enough. It's the thought that you feel you don't sound good enough. But it all comes down to the same thing. It all boils down to a lack of confidence. And the lack of confidence actually doesn't just limit itself to live videos or the fear of doing live videos. That's just one manifestation. But the lack of confidence is, in fact, one of the biggest problems, especially we women have in starting or growing our businesses, period. Because, a little while ago, I did a Facebook Live about the 5 most common obstacles that mompreneurs in particular, because I'm a mompreneur, I've got 3 kids, 2 human and 1 dog, 1 boy, 1 girl, and 1 dog, a golden retriever named Daisy, my most pampered child, actually, I have to confess. But anyway, and I have got many businesses that I've done along the way, both online and offline. So I really fit squarely into the peg of, or into the bucket of mompreneurs. So a little while ago, I did this live about the 5 common obstacles that are the biggest obstacles that come in the way of us mompreneurs in particular growing or starting our business. And guess what? One of the topmost ones there was same as one of our barriers stopping us from doing live videos, the lack of confidence. What is it with us ladies? What is it that makes us feel so diffident, right? What is it that makes us feel, oh my God, I don't look good, I don't sound good? So I've heard many of these excuses time and time again. And in fact, before this Facebook Live and preparing up for it, I put out a post on my page talking about asking you women this question. Are you terrified of doing live videos, and why? And in fact, many of you attending today might well be attending because you responded to that post or saw that post and you thought, I'm interested to hear what she has to say. So, anyway, it was very interesting to see the things that came in because they resonated really with what I already knew from my other research. And one of the biggest things is lack of confidence. So, one big way it manifests is thinking that you don't look good enough, thinking you look ugly. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you a secret. I think that every single time I go live. Every single time I go live, right before I hit the start live button, I look at myself and I say, oh my God, I'm looking ugly. I'm looking horrible. My nose is looking too big. My hair is looking too frizzy. My skin is looking too rough. All of us feel that, right? All of us feel that. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking one of two things, right? Either you're thinking, easy for you to say because you're not as ugly as I am. I am really ugly. It's easy for you to say you think you're looking ugly and go out there, right? The second thing you're thinking probably is, my God, you're right. You are looking really ugly, right? If you're thinking the second thing, I really don't care. Because guess what? I have still found it within myself. I have delved deep and I have found the confidence to come out here and talk to you live. So if you don't think I'm looking good, that's okay. That's okay. That's perfectly okay. Your choice. But if you're thinking that, hey, it's okay for you to say it, if you're thinking the first thing, it's okay for you, Deepti, because you're not ugly as I am. You know what? That's just not true. That's just not true. All you need is the confidence to go out there and do it. And yeah, you feel nervous. I feel nervous every single time I come out here. I hate seeing myself on camera. And coming to the second kind of link thing to it, a lot of you say you hate the sound of your voice. I hate the sound of my voice. I really hate the sound of my voice. Every time I go back and listen to myself, and I don't actually do that too often, particularly for this reason, because I hate the sound of my voice. I think that I'm not sounding good. But again, it doesn't matter. It's all relative. And most importantly, it's all in your mind. All of us have our own look, our own sound, and we just have to be comfortable with it. We have to get out there and just do it, ladies. Just do it. You know how they say, dance like nobody is watching? Well, video stream like nobody is watching. Especially because in the beginning, it's so true. Nobody is watching. So just go ahead and do it. Nobody is watching, guys. Nobody cares. In the very beginning, when you do it, trust me, nobody is going to care. Nobody's going to watch your video. So like they say, dance like no one's watching, video stream like no one's watching, because it's true in the beginning. And by the time people actually start watching, you're going to see the results that you're getting from those live videos. So you're not going to care. And so go ahead and do it just for yourself. And one of the tricks that I use, by the way, to avoid getting really nervous when I'm streaming, like I'm doing that right now, I look straight at the camera. I don't look at myself. I'm looking at the camera. So I'm actually looking at you. So hopefully that does two of two things. One, it gives me direct eye contact with you guys. So when you're listening to this, hopefully you're thinking, I'm really looking at you, because I am really looking at you. I'm looking at the camera. I'm not looking at myself. So it makes for a better experience because it makes it more personal. It makes it more interactive. The second thing is that because I'm not looking at myself, I don't have time or the bandwidth to see myself and say, oh my God, I'm looking horrible. Because that's what all of us think when we look at ourselves. Unless you're like some beauty queen or you think you're a beauty queen, it honestly doesn't matter how great you're looking or not looking. Because that's not what I'm telling you here, right? I'm not telling you how to look great. It doesn't matter. What I'm telling you is how to do a live video without freaking out. That's what I'm doing now, and that's what I'm telling you how to do. So one of the small tricks that I use is to actually look directly into the camera rather than looking at the preview of my own face looming back at me. That makes me very uncomfortable. I'm not really a big fan of staring at myself. Anyway, so that's the looking ugly, the sounding bad, and then the other thing that I've heard over and over again that also actually goes into the same bucket, I think, of lack of confidence is the thought that something is going to go wrong. Something is going to go wrong. Well, guess what? It is. It's going to go wrong because that's the whole kind of charm that's associated with live, right? Anybody who has dealt with technology, which is probably all of us at this point, no. Right when you really, really want it to work, it's going to mess up. It is going to royally mess up, right? Things are going to go wrong. Who cares? Who cares? Let them go wrong, because that is exactly one of the things that holds the charm, or that is the charm of being live. You know how popular reality TV is nowadays, guys? All these reality singing shows, these reality dance shows, or I don't know if you watch Survivor. I'm a big fan. Actually, all of my family watches Survivor. And you know what? A lot of those people, they're looking horrible out there. I mean, come on, in Survivor at least, they're out on an island, haven't looked at themselves for days. They're not eating well. They're not dressed well. I mean, they've gotten wet and they're wearing the same clothes. They're just looking horrible, right? Yet, we are all, a lot of us are fascinated. We're staring at the screen, watching them. Why? Not because they're looking great, because it's real. Because it's real, right? And that is one of the big things of live streaming video is it's really real. So will things go wrong? Heck yes, of course they're gonna go wrong. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. In fact, if it goes wrong, you fumble over your words, it's perfectly okay, because that's part of it. You're watching somebody real, you're watching something real, you're watching somebody really talking to you. Of course they're gonna mess up. Think of how many times I've fumbled over my words or said something wrong today. If you're watching me live or if you're watching a replay, you'll have seen that, right? Or maybe I've said too many times or right too many times. But who cares? It's live. It's me chatting with you almost, it feels like a one-on-one experience, doesn't it? And that's wonderful about live video. So anyway, so going back to the first big bucket, it's lack of confidence and the insecurity that goes with it. So whether it's you feeling like you don't look good, whether it's you feeling like you don't sound good, whether you feel like, dang, something is going to go wrong, it all is in that one big bucket of insecurity and lack of confidence. And you know what? To run a business successfully, to start it, to grow it, you're going to have to get over that insecurity and that lack of confidence anyway. So why not do it by doing live videos? And in fact, let me flip that question around on its head, or flip that issue around on its head and say, obviously, you're suffering from a lack of confidence if you don't want to do live videos. So why don't you do live videos to build up that confidence? Because there is no better way to build up your confidence than to actually get out there and start streaming live. Because you're really putting yourself out there. You're really saying, I can do this. You're saying, I can do this. And so flip it around on its head, guys. And if you're too scared to do live videos, do the live videos so you won't be scared anymore, okay? All right, so that was the first big bucket about lack of confidence. That's one of the biggest barriers, one bunch of things in that bucket there. The second one that comes up over and over again, and maybe this is what you relate to, is your personality, right? Just your personality type. You're shy. You don't like getting out there. You're an introvert. You are a private person. You don't want to get out there and put yourself out there with everybody watching you and thinking you're this, you're that, or whatever. So your personality, your shyness, you don't want to be out there. Well, you know what? I'll say something. Two things. One, I'm actually a very private person. I wouldn't say I'm shy. I'm not going to say something that's not true. I'm not shy. I've never been shy. I'm actually quite an extrovert. I'll go ahead and talk in parties or talk with people. I haven't kind of had that lack of confidence issue that a lot of us seem to have. Necessarily. But I'll tell you something, I do have the second issue of personality. Even though I'm not shy and even though I am not an introvert, I am a very private person. I don't like sharing a lot of stuff about my personal life, kind of throwing it out into the ether by doing a live video. But that's something that I'm working on. So, and that actually leads into the third thing as well, which is thinking that what you're disclosing is too personal. That's the third thing. So I think I touched upon that. I kind of bled between those two. But the personality and shyness, and they do kind of interweave a little bit. So your personality, if you're an introvert or if you're shy, let me say this to you, ladies. Look, you're going to be streaming video from the comfort of your own office or your own home. And there's really nobody there with you, right? I mean, on the one hand, yeah, I get it. You're talking to a bunch of people, you're throwing your video out there, anybody can watch it, and that's scary. That is scary. But in reality, what are you doing? What am I doing right now? I'm sitting in my home office and I'm actually just talking to a device, right? That's not very nerve-wracking. There's not even a single person here with me. So what's the big deal? What's there to be shy about, right? What's there to be an introvert about? You're only really talking to yourself. Tell yourself that. That's how you get over that personality of shyness or introvertness. There is nobody there. Don't worry about it. You're not shy when you're by yourself in a room, are you? You're not shy of talking to yourself. That's what you're really doing. That is literally what I'm doing right now. I am just talking to myself. There is nobody else here. Well, that's not true. My dog, my golden retriever Daisy's here, but that's okay. There's nobody here judging me because dogs don't judge you anyway. So there's nothing to be shy about. So that's how I would get over that barrier of personality and shyness. And the third barrier that I said actually is really true of me, thinking that things that you're talking about are too personal because you're really putting yourself out there. Well, here's what I'll tell you. This is what I do. It's up to you, right? What you want to talk about and what you don't want to talk about. So if you think something is too personal, well, at least in the beginning, don't talk about it. Just don't talk about it. It's you doing the Facebook Live. It's you who's creating the agenda or, what you're talking about. So if you think that if one of your worries is, if I do a Facebook Live, I'm going to be, it's too personal. I'm going to be disclosing information that's really too personal about myself. Well, don't disclose information that's too personal about yourself, right? It's up to you. You set the agenda. You are the one who decides what you're going to be talking about. There is nobody else there pressurizing you and saying, hey, Deepti, talk about this right now. No, I am the one who made the notes on what to chat about today, right? So if you think something is too personal, if you don't want to share a personal story, don't in the beginning, right? But I'll tell you something else too. The flip side of it is that when you do add a personal touch, it actually makes the live that much more effective, right? So when you say something about yourself, like I told you, I am a really private person. I don't really enjoy talking about myself too much. Or the fact that while I don't feel like I lack in confidence too much as a person or a personality to begin with, I do feel every single time that I go live that I'm not looking good enough that day, that I'm not sounding, I actually don't like the sound of my voice in general. So, those insecurities, some insecurities are there in all of us. The key is to actually battle them and get over them and rise above them and say, I can do this. And that's going to help you in your business, not just in terms of streaming live videos, ladies. It's going to help you in terms of taking your business to the next level. It's going to help you in terms of becoming a more confident person and projecting that confidence outwardly. And there's no better way to get there than to do live videos. Okay, so fourth thing that I often hear about why people don't want to do live videos is thinking that you have nothing interesting to say. Yeah, I have nothing interesting to say. Nobody's going to care about what I have to say. Nothing interesting is going on in my life. I'm going to take a pause here and say this to you. You're completely and utterly wrong. Because everybody has something interesting to say. The key is, who are you saying it to? Because somebody out there is going to be interested in what you're saying, okay? Because those are the people, your targeted audience, who are interested in your business, your offerings, your services, your products, whatever it is that your business relates to, right? Those are the people who are going to be interested. Now, are a large majority of population, a large majority of people going to find what you're saying completely boring and uninteresting? Of course they are. So fine, they're not going to listen to you. You don't want them to listen to you. Who do you want to be listening to you? Who is it that you care about impressing? Your target audience, right? Your target audience. Your potential customers, your potential clients. And they are going to be interested in what you have to say because that's how you're going to get a business running and growing, right? Because those are the people that you're targeting. So, if you have listened to me in the past, or if you continue to listen to me, you'll see that I emphasize this idea of having a targeted audience or a highly engaged group of people who really want to hear what you have to say. That is critical to your business, no matter what business you're running. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have an accounting service or a janitorial service or a beauty business, if you're a hairstylist or a pedicurist or a manicurist or a doctor. The people that you really care about are the people who are going to be your potential clients or potential customers. And those people are going to be interested in what you have to say. Because if they're not, then you just haven't found the correct match of your message, what you're saying to them, and the people you're saying it to. And that you have to find that. You have to find that in order to have any kind of successful business out there. And I talk about that a lot, but this is not the place to go into that with depth. This is not the time, because today's video is about live videos, and that's what I'm talking about live today. And when you think about, I don't have anything interesting to say, it's just not true. Everybody has something interesting to say. It depends on the listener. So say what you want to say and target your message towards the listeners that you want to be listening. And we'll talk later in future lives about how to find that exact right audience, how to target your message towards them, and how to get your video or your post or your other content out to them. But again, this is not that video. So get over that feeling that you don't have anything interesting to say, because you do. The last and fifth thing, and I've left it to the fifth because it is actually, you always say last but not the least, but I'm going to say today last and the least is the objection that you don't have good enough equipment. You don't have a good enough camera. You don't have a good enough microphone. You don't have blah, blah, blah. Ladies, it really doesn't matter. And next time, or whenever, I shouldn't say next time because I'm not sure if I'm doing this this next time, but today's live was part one, if you will, about how to do live videos without freaking out, because this is all about the mindset, right? Because whenever I talk about something, the mindset always comes first, because you have to be in the right frame of mind to do it. So you have to be understanding why you should do it, and then making the commitment to do it. That's all the mindset. And then having the strength, the inner strength to do it. That's all the mindset that has to come first. Then it comes up to how to do it. So part two, if you guys are interested, part two of this session is going to be how exactly, like step by step, what equipment do you use, how do you get ready for it, what type of notes do I make, how do I find where to do it. That's going to be part two of how to do live videos without freaking out. Today is part one, and so for those of you who are joining me right now, I just want to say today's video was all about the mindset, how to get over that fear that almost paralyzes a lot of us. I can't be out there live looking like this, sounding like this. I can't be there. I can't do that. Today's live was all about how to get over that, how to get in the right frame of mind, how to understand why it's so critical to do live videos, and how to get over those common barriers, right? And for those of you who are joining me right now, thank you so much for joining me. I am Deepti Jain, and I was just saying that today's session on how to do live videos without freaking out is the part one. It's how to get over those fears that are paralyzing you about just getting ready to do it, and realizing why it's so important for your business, whether you're starting one or whether you're growing one, to do live videos, right? And part two, if you would like me to do that part two sooner rather than later, let me know in the comments below. Let me know. We want to see that part two about how exactly to do it. I'll tell you exactly the equipment that I use, the notes that I put together, and how exactly how I go about step by step doing the live video. So that's the mechanics part. That's the how to do it part. So let me know in the comments below if you want me to do that part too, about how exactly to do it step by step. And also, I want to say one more thing, by the way. One of the things that is a huge barrier, and I talked about that in detail a little bit earlier for those of you who are joining me now. So please go ahead and watch that in the replay. But the whole problem with the lack of confidence that we have, that actually overlaps squarely with one of the biggest obstacles in general that we have in starting or growing our business, and that is the lack of confidence. The lack of confidence, ladies. And so a little while ago, I'd done a Facebook Live about the 5 biggest obstacles that get in the way of us mompreneurs in particular in starting or growing your business, and what to do about them. And lack of confidence was, of course, one of the big ones in there too. And I picked those 5 things, one of which was lack of confidence. I don't, so funny, when I do Facebook Lives, I often find myself using my left hand, but I'm not left-handed. I'm not even ambidextrous. I am actually right-handed. So I don't know why I do that. Maybe because when I see myself kind of like waving around, even though I look at the camera and not at myself, maybe this looks more correct. I don't know. It's weird. I just find myself doing my gestures a lot more with my left hand on live videos. Anyway, I am detracting there. What I was saying was, that I put together a handout actually about those 5 common obstacles, one of which is the lack of confidence, and 5 common obstacles that we women and mompreneurs in particular face in growing or starting our business, and what to do about them. So there's an action item that I've given for each one of them saying, hey, do this, do specifically this today in order to get over it. So that handout is completely free. If you want to see that handout, the 5 obstacles handout, just let me know in the comments below. Just say, hey Deepthi, would like a copy of the 5 obstacles handout, and I'll shoot it to you via Messenger soon after. Okay. Also, if you watch this live with me, either live or in a replay, please comment below and let me know what you specifically are afraid of in terms of doing a live video. Did any of the stuff I said today resonate with you at all? Or was it something completely different that prevents you from doing a live video? Because I want to commit to you guys, and I want to push you, and I want to do what it takes to get you out there, at least doing your first live video. And I'm here, I'm making that commitment, and I want you to make that commitment too. So go ahead and write down in the comments below, I am going to do it. Okay, write down, I am going to do it. And just bear with me 1 second here. Bear with me 1 second here. Sorry about that. See, it's a live video. These things happen, right? You can't do anything about the phone ringing. So there's an example of how I got interrupted on a live video, even though I didn't want to get interrupted, even though I'm almost done. But hey, it's live. These things happen. So anyway, what I was saying was, in the comments below, go ahead and write this. Write this. There is a lot of power in actually typing this out. At least do this one thing today. Write down, I can do it. I can do it. Just write down, I can do it. And you're thinking about a live video, you can do it. And you're going to do it. Also, let me know in the comments below if you want me to do that part 2 about exactly how to do it, like the mechanics of doing it, step by step, how I do it, how I get ready for a live, and what equipment I use and how I go about doing it. And also, finally, I wanted to say, ladies, especially if you're a mompreneur, if you're struggling between balancing your kids and your business, and you're either growing your business, wanting to take it to the next level, or just even thinking about starting one, do think about joining a group that I've recently started. It's called Mompreneurs Supporting Each Other. And find that group, hit the join group button. We'd love to have you in there. We have a lot of discussions in there, want to have a lot of discussions in there, also supporting each other about things like this and about growing your business. It's great to be surrounded by like-minded people. So if you get a chance, do join. And you'll also be notified, of course, of all these lives that come up in there, right? All right. Go ahead and write down that I can do it below. Don't forget. Until next time, bye.